Another tool we can use for footprinting is the Whois tool. Whois will give us information like who's registered the website, where it's been registered, which date this expires, the registration for the domain name expires, addresses, telephone numbers, etc. So we type in Whois and let's look at cnn.com to see what information is available. So we type in cnn.com, and once we let this run, it should give us quite a bit of information, and I'll walk you through that information shortly. Sometimes it may take a little while depending on your internet connection and depending on the proxy settings, etc. Okay, so that scan has been completed. Let's just go back to the beginning so we can actually see what information is available. So if you look here, it tells me the server name, and the server is owned by Guli.com. It gives me an IP address. It tells me who the registrar is. So this is with a actual registrar. This is the registrar's website and information. It then tells me something more about the Instra Corporation, which is the company that it registered with. It tells me some domain registry information. If I scroll down, let's try and find some important data here. It tells me some name server information, which you can then use and see what else is available. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Scroll down and you'll see the last update to the database. Scroll further down. Here we go. So it tells us the domain name. It gives us an email address of the domain business, possibly a contact number for any abuse, etc. And tells me that the email address is here, which again looks like a domain company that this email address belongs to. Further down, you will see there's some information about, this is basically the domain name registrar, etc. Further down, you'll note that the expiry date here, which tells us when this domain name expires. So if you're doing a Whois lookup on a domain name, sometimes smaller companies may let domains go and be deregistered. So domain scalpers can come in and buy these domain names up and then charge crazy prices for the actual owner to get them back. So just understand that this information is very valuable in the right hands. So here we see the address of the expiry being in 2018. A domain like cnn.com will definitely not let this domain name expire, but it just goes to show that this information is available. As I scroll down, we see the organization name, we see the address of the cnn.com, where the street address and the city, which is Atlanta, the state being Georgia. It tells us the postcode, phone number, fax numbers, email address that we can use later on for certain exploits. But as you can see, quite a wealth of information that's all listed here. So this is a Whois lookup that gives you a wealth of information. The email addresses that we find in this particular Whois lookup can later on be used for exploits such as malware attacks, where we can launch a malware attack and hopefully infect a computer and then infiltrate a network. But I'm not saying that's what we're going to do. This is just an example to show you exactly the types of things and information that is available for our use.